And but Zoe was standing.
We're back.
Yeah, but Zoe's short, and you're small.
We're back.
You're big.
Ladies and gents.
Hi. Look who it is.
We've got Katie Turner
Katie
back.
Turner.
Hello.
Second debut on the radio.
Second. Thanks for having me.
She
back.
got the memo. White shirts.
I got the memo.
White shirts.
Blue pants.
Blue pants. Needed to get Sheena on the white shirts, blue pants as well.
It's our uniform, huh? It's clean. It's like the perfect color for being well.
Being
Yeah,
well
exactly
and
right.
looking out there,
Oh.
amazing. And I think it's the same uniform as all these guys at Bucket List.
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, oh, maybe I should be working here.
Well, maybe we get free drinks then.
Yeah, we can sort that
Are you ready
out.
to go on then, ladies?
Ready to go.
Yes.
Ready to do this?
Do I need headphones? No.
Do you want headphones?
Does it make me look more professional?
No, it's going to make you look like you're skiing.
All right, yeah, no.
More professional.
Yeah. And I've done my hair all nicely.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
look
need it.
great. You look great.
Ready to go?
Do we know what we're talking about?
We've got an idea.
We have no idea.
We've got a little idea. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah, he just told me last week that you're going.
That was a pleasure.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the Weekend Wellness Show. What an interesting conversation we just had down here on Bondi Radio. This is Liam Zollo, the host, and with my awesome blue-dressed counterpart, Sheena Alexandra, and our awesome new guest. Well, not new guest, we've brought her on here before, Katie Turner. Got the memo with the white shirt.
White shirt.
White shirt, blue pants. We're trying to get free drinks down at the bar at Bucket List. That's what... We shouldn't have said that on air, should we?
Yeah, no.
We shouldn't have said that on air.
Maybe they can hear us.
Yeah, maybe they
Bring
can
some
hear
over.
us. Yeah, exactly right. We want, look, we brought Katie Turner back in because
Had me back.
we had you back. We had to bring you back in. Just such an influential person in the industry. You know, last time we spoke about your business in the fitness world. We talked a little bit about your facilitation in Certificate 3 and 4 with fitness, providing the new generation of quality education. And that's actually our tagline down here. Providing quality education and entertainment to help people build more of a confident, fearless version of themselves. So you're one of those people that are providing that education. So it's great to bring you back down, Katie.
Thanks for having me. Repeat.
Round 2. So we wanted to chat to you about, first of all, we're chatting off air about what to talk about. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about this, talk about that. Let's just bring it out there, And the interesting thing we're talking about is the online space. And we were talking about a little bit, about nutrition, fitness, the fitness world. Like, I've been in the fitness world for 11 years, right? And I've seen so many different changes. Like, bodybuilding was a trend, the Bosu ball was a trend, freaking Swiss ball was a trend.
TRX.
This is it. The Swiss ball is the new thing. That's going to be staying forever, And it just, you see, as you're going into the 11 years of being in the industry, you just see there's always different trends all the time. Do you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think it's a good thing because it's bringing different opportunities for people and different ways in which we can train. As long as we get across why each is there and which person it kind of suits. So rather than just saying the Bozu is for everybody, the TRX is for everybody, but understanding, who may like to train that way, or is it tied back to their goals, or the fact that we're broadening the scope is great. The trends stuff does worry me in terms of when everybody jumps on that bandwagon and applies it to every client or every person.
Yeah,
so
it becomes like more of an umbrella thing because you've been taught that umbrella system, then you feel as though that you have to teach that to everyone.
Exactly.
Tony Robbins says this. Oh, you want to go?
Well, I was just going to say, for the audience, can we just give a little bit of an introduction of what Katie does and how long she's been in the industry, and before we dive into all the good stuff, let's just position her to what.
Oh, I love to talk about
Talk
myself.
about yourself. Talk about yourself and where Global Lip Service is now, because you've had a lot of success over the last few months.
I was here in August, and it's just been booming and growing, and I've met so many amazing businesses and people out there doing great things in the wellness industry, and things that I would never have known about. And I've also been delivering workshops for their members, for the people actually who own the business, but maybe want to bring in an outsourced service to also deliver the fitness side of it. So I've been in the industry now for 15 years, and Global Lip Service is basically, as you say, a service directory for wellness services in the 4 main categories, so body, mind, nourish and retreat, because like we were talking off air, fitness in itself is dead. You know, we know that we've been jamming fitness programs and nutritional programs down people's throats, but we haven't been engaging the mind. So now we know that there's, you know, three areas that we really have to ensure that we target, and that's, you know, body, mind and nutrition. So something I'm really passionate about, and the workshops that I've been delivering is basically, you know, creating habits that people can create lifestyle changes out of. So rather than the extreme measures of broccoli and boiled chicken for 12 weeks, you know,
for 12 weeks, 11 friggin' years. I'm over it now. Give me something else. I want a pizza. I'm Italian.
Pizza.
I want pasta.
Look, and if the marketing's right and they throw the pizza out there as the next
throw in gluten free, and then we can all eat pizza.
I just said the same thing.
Did you say that? Did you say that?
I just said it's going to be gluten free.
Oh yeah.
So exactly, you know, and the marketing world is taking over that as well. So, you know, you put out there that the pizza is fat burning.
Yeah.
In a nice marketing slogan and push it, it's going to become the next superfood. So
yeah.
It's
all
so
natural.
Annoying.
All natural, organic.
It's so annoying.
Superfood.
It's just annoying to sit like you're just marketing. We use is buzzwords, like just the current buzzwords. You can even research buzzwords.
That's right.
Like, and on the fitness industry to market to particular individuals. I just think it's like, you know, as long as you're doing something, something's always better than nothing. You know, like that's what I say. And as long as you're not putting yourself in an unsafe environment. What I was going to say before with the Tony Robbins thing is that you were talking about Bosu ball, Swiss ball. We were talking about all these different apparatus. The Viper. You know the Viper? I teach the Viper. I taught the Viper the other day to our level 1s. Viper stands for Vitality Performance Reconditioning. It's like this piece of apparatus it's like a tube thing. So it's a new sort of fitness military style training apparatus. But anyway, my point is that there's so many different forms of apparatus that we can use, right? So many different forms of equipment. But Tony Robbins says, with the psychology, he says that, you know, in order to be a great psychologist, you've got to know which tool to bring out at that particular time. He calls himself a practical psychologist, not a life coach. Right? And that's what I love about his style, because he brings out, if someone needs NLP, for example, neuro-linguistic programming, he'll use that for that particular person. If they need hypnotherapy, he'll use that for that particular person. If they need meditation, he'll use that for that particular person. He won't do all 3 of them with that one person. Does that make sense?
It's individual lifestyles.
Exactly,
you know,
right.
And individual likes, and that's what we were talking about last time, is that it's personal training for a reason, or personal coaching, or however you want to package it up, is that every single person is different. It's like, I was watching the wedding dress show last night with my daughter, because she loves, you know, being a princess. And you couldn't, and I was thinking, you can't adapt the one dress to 6 different bodies. You know? And it's the same as personal training. You can't adapt the same style, the same piece of equipment, the same mind coaching to 12, 20, 30 people. It's on an individual basis.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's why we need to make sure that we're continuing that education all the time, that's up to date, even trying to go beyond like new forms of education, what the trends will be next, just to make sure that we can stay ahead of the game and stay relevant, which is always a difficult thing, you know, just to make sure that we can, you know, continuously provide that person, that customer, the right amount of information at a particular time. We did a thing just recently with the Personal Training Academy. Have you ever heard of those guys? The PTA? They had an interesting standpoint. I don't know what your view is on those guys. Do you know much about them at all?
Not really, no.
They do health questionnaires now that are really in detail. They're written by like guys like Tony Robbins and stuff like that, by psychologists, because they're getting it from the United States. And it's putting people into it's not putting people into boxes, but it's working out what that particular person wants to train. Do they want structure, or do they want freedom? You know, I asked you, Sheena, what would you prefer, structure or freedom? Structure. Yeah. What would you prefer?
Freedom.
So if you're structured, would I get you into doing, you know, the Bosu ball push-ups, into calisthenics stuff? Like, that's not
I'm still waiting for you to refer to me to that cute guy that lives in Coogee that's going to train me.
Oh, James. Raptos.
Oh, Raptos. Raptos is married.
Yeah, no, he's married.
He's married.
That was never part of the story.
Was that Raptos you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, well, I'm sure he knows there's a lot of cute trainers at Coogee, so...
Yeah. Anyway, so we digress. Sorry.
No.
That's part of her want of a trainer as well.
Honestly, I mean, that's motivation for me.
No, but that's good that you brought that up as well, because that's what the latest thing is with fitness. It's hiring almost like a fitness model now. Like the popular people in our gym are the people who do a sense of fitness modeling on the side as their side passion. Yeah. They're the most popular people in the gym because they've got the good bodies, they've got the smile.
It's like, wow, I want to be like that. It's inspirational. It gets you out of bed. You
want to be like that, or you want to be on that? Let's just go.
Okay.
If you want to be like that, you have to eat the chicken
and change your gender.
And if I'm on it, I'm reading the book that Zoe just read. Right? You missed a very hot session.
Wow, it's hot.
I'm going to have to go back to that.
Just go back to that one. It was a hot one. But it's interesting that, like, even when I just asked that one question out of potentially 30 questions that you could see, I wouldn't get you into a certain part of the gym floor room because we don't like to be outside our habitat.
That's right.
It's really interesting to see how it is mindset, what you were saying before.
And one big thing I'm big on is coaching. So I used to do a lot of work with NRL teams and go out and deliver Cert 3, Cert 4 to these guys as well. And just because you're at the top of your game in what you do, and these guys are amazing. You know, there's, I don't know how many positions at the top, maybe 22 positions for each club. With potential, you know, these guys push hard. They get a lot of bad rap, but to get to that number one, that's a lot of strong mindset and a lot of dedication and commitment.
Definitely.
And patience.
Exactly. To get there and keep pushing boundaries mind-wise as well. And we all know rejection is a hard thing, right?
Yeah.
And you've got to kind of put that to the wayside. But one thing I really brought out of these guys was that, you know, to be a good trainer, you have to be a great coach, and that's enabling your client to get from point A to point B, not because you can do a great squat, not because you can play rugby at a professional level. A personal trainer or a great coach enables somebody else to do that. And that's something that's
that
really
ability to get you to do what you want, or get you to do what they need to do.
That's
in order to progress. But the thing is, the flip side is we are becoming more psychologists as well, like in the personal training world. I mean, it's always been like that, but sometimes even not doing that much and just listening to your client is getting the best out of your potential customer as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's the challenge. Where to, you know, we were sort of talking about before, push pull. Like when do you really try to motivate people and just go like, give her a kick? She needs a kick up the arse today, because that's what we want to do as PTs. We just want to give that kick up the arse because we get a thrill out of it. We'd like to see you in pain. We're a sucker for pain.
There is a sadistic point to it, but we like to see other people in pain. Or my husband says, you know, you like to yell at people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a wife thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Definitely.
It amplifies it more.
Do the dishes and give me 12 push-ups.
At the same time.
So are you a PT as well? Are you a personal trainer?
Yeah, so I still PT 3 to 4 mornings a week.
Okay.
Global Lip Service, and now I'm delivering Cert 3, Cert 4 for Australian College. So
we need to connect you with Jen Dugard, because she teaches about pregnancy, pre, during, and post pregnancy, and she wants to be able to teach personal trainers about the importance of that stage in
She does do it in fitness first.
She does do it in fitness first.
Yeah, she does do it in fitness. She wants to branch out more though.
Yeah, definitely.
Get her on Global Lip Service.
And those services are promoted through Global Lip Service, so anything that they're promoting, but also to align herself maybe with an RTO, definitely. Because we're getting more specific in our training, and I know a lot of personal trainers are scared to work with pregnant women because you know, it is a big risk if anything does go wrong. It's not just breaking a leg, it's an unborn fetus. So having further education in that field is awesome.
And especially for that time period when the woman kind of needs her health to go through some hard times at pregnancy. I mean, you need muscles, you need to be fit.
It's the longest race you're ever going to live, too. Mine was about 16 hours, I think. So
and the same thing with Jeff Jowett. Jeff Jowett is another mindset.
You would know Jeff Jowett.
Jeff Jowett.
Big fan, by the way.
Huge fan as well. But he coaches, quite overly weight people, and so that's a different type of skill, you know, and a different type of mindset and a different type of training. So it depends. Like, there's personal trainers, and then there's personal trainers that are kind of niched based on the I guess the stage in your life and the type of goals that you have.
Exactly, and your experience as well. I know that a lot of trainers, and we're talking about this going into the online platform, come out with qualifications and they're scared to touch anybody that's, you know, got high blood pressure, overweight, you know, so really they're our clients. The fitness industry is not fitness modelling.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's maybe what the trainers do, but the realistic side of it, and we discussed those stats last time, is 63% of the population are overweight or obese. You know, 14% only engage in regular activity. So high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, this is the fitness industry.
Yeah, exactly right.
And we need further education or even greater education around that.
And the difficulty as well is knowing what to niche and knowing if that niche is going to be taking off, if that's going to ride the trend as well. Like you're talking about, you know, you sort of need to do something that's always going to be there, like the pre and postnatal pregnancy style, because that's always going to, you're always going to get clients in that realm. If you're going to teach, you know, battle ropes, for example, I'm the battle rope king, but then that might be 3 months, 6 months, and then you're out.
Yesterday's news.
News.
It's
so,
like what Richard Simmons did with aerobics, you know? Like, he's huge with aerobics, but aerobics is no longer here, and neither is Richard Simmons. I mean, he's around.
Exactly right.
I think he's in Hawaii doing his little
battle ropes.
Battle ropes, exactly right. But the online space as well, like, I find it quite... it's hard to... it's a different way to motivate people as well. You know, how do you motivate people when you're not there? You know, that takes away that essence of connection of having that. We call it personal trainers, right? We're personal trainers for a reason. It's a personal interaction. So I think that the online space has its place. I'll rhyme then as well. However, I just don't think it's the be all and end all. I think we're trying to go down that space a lot. You know, trying to target like, I've got online clients. I hear that a lot. You know, people saying, I've got online clients. Yeah, but how long are you going to have them
That's
for?
right.
You know, like,
there's only a small demographic I've found that it works for, and that's for bodybuilders.
Yes.
They have a self of motivation anyway, sense of motivation, because they have a goal. So they just need the proper education to get them to that goal. So for me, that might be the only demographic that it kind of works with. You're right. The motivation might be there for a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, so they get online and they do a program and they get married and then that's it. So you're chasing clients all the time.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I did an online challenge, but it was a mixture of online and a little bit of group. Like one session a week with me, and then throughout the week you're doing your own thing away from me. I called it Tighten Sydney's Waistline. There's the ability to lose as many centimetres for Sydney. So we wanted to get 54 people together to lose 500 centimetres to reduce the obesity epidemic. So that was my marketing technique.
Is this another one of your broken records? Did you break a record with that
No.
No.
I was trying to, but they wouldn't let me break a record because how are you going to know, unless you documented 54 people to lose 500 centimetres and it was the same person coming in at the start of the 30 days and at the end of the 30 days, and then we had to get the world records out there at the start and then at the end, and then how do we know that it was just too complicated. So I tried, but it was just led down a dead path. So we just did it for Sydney, you know. But after that 30 days, where did everyone go? It was 30 days. They got passionate. They were keen. They were doing it. Like, I'm losing centimetres for Sydney. Like, even the people that didn't want to lose that many centimetres, I just lost a centimetre for Sydney, and we did it for Sydney, you know. But then after 30 days. It's back to
gained a centimetre.
Gain 10. Gain 10.
And that's Christmas.
Yeah, exactly right.
On that note, I've been working with a great studio, F45 in Epping, and they actually approached me and said, look, we've got an 8-week challenge coming up, but we want to give our clients tools that go beyond that 8 weeks. So that's really important as well, because it might be a good starter, it might be a good, kick-off.
Introduction.
But then, as you say, after the 8 weeks, what happens? So the last workshop that we delivered on week 8, it was, how do we maintain what we've done in a lifestyle balance? So, it was amazing that these guys were, and with Christmas coming up, giving them tools that they didn't necessarily lose all that hard work.
Yeah. I think that where we're going next, if I'm going to be Nostradamus, is that his name? People who predict the person who predicted the future. The next trend is for people to it's more of a social thing. Like people want to be staying away from pain and then leading more into pleasure. And I think that as personal trainers, we're just giving people pain all the time. We just said it, we're sadistic, we like to give pain. But people stay away from pain as much as they possibly can. So how do we introduce that pleasure into training? And I think it's doing the things that you want to do. It's like going back to doing dance. People want to have a dancing competition, going back and surfing and those sorts of things. But the problem is with that is if there's a lack of purpose around the surfing, for example, like if you're not getting surfing ready, then it's a bit more difficult to make sure that you're just getting fit for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's the hardest thing. Like I feel like we're in the habit of challenge.
All the time.
And
so those cortisol levels through the roof because we're forever, chasing something. And you're exactly right. I say to my clients, especially, what we do 3 times a week is good for your fitness levels. Your VO2 max, and we might be able to change your body composition, and whatever those goals are. But it's what you do outside of our sessions that really make the difference.
Yeah.
And sticking to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you teach meditation, and do you also teach like the other skills that you need in business, such as social media and digital marketing? Because you are a great example of social media. But do you teach that as well?
No, I leave that to you. That is definitely something that I've learned through trial and error.
Yeah, okay. But that's so important in business as well. So there might be a gap there that you can fill.
Outsource.
Outsource. There we go. She's hiring. Maybe she's selling you on this right now.
No, I'm selling way
out.
I was going to ask. In addition to, I just lost my thought.
Go. So it's coffee. You've had too much coffee.
I was just going to say, is there anything else that you teach besides the fitness element of it? Because it takes more than being a great fitness person to have a business, and you have to have a business mind. You have to have social media marketing. You have to have a website. There's
so if do you teach personal trainers this as well?
No, I do the business component.
Yeah.
When we do Cert 3 and Cert 4, but I do deliver business workshops. And what I'm hoping you're going to help me on is delivering the coaching to train trainers or train trainers to train staff, that side of it. So I'm a big believer that what you can't do well, you don't have time to do well, is to find others that do that amazingly, and create an awesome team. That you can do that with. The social media side, I outsourced that to start with, and I just found out the guy's been done for embezzlement, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
So that was...
stay away from that guy.
Yeah, that was a very expensive mistake, but that's why I took it on myself.
Yeah,
and,
good that you did, because you do it really well.
It's
so
a lot of
it is a lot of work, but I think that's the one thing I tell thought leaders is that you've got to put your effort into social media. So. But and then that's the great tie into global lip service too. I mean, they need a meditation coach. They need, they need business advice. They need marketing advice. They need PT advice. They come to you.
Well, that's one thing that we do offer. So if the businesses are on our platform, they do have a mentoring business package that they can purchase from us as well.
Great. Yeah, okay.
So we can help them because I also own a personal training studio. So everything from running a hands-on business to running an online platform, to being able to train their clients, like we've been delivering workshops, or even their trainers. And that was something that we were talking about before, is Cert 3 and Cert 4 now, to be a personal trainer or a coach, is very limited. All these courses are now online. I'm actually doing my celebrancy course this week.
Yeah, you are. Is this for a particular reason we talked about this? Is there a demographic in mind that you're looking at? The gay marriage?
The gay marriage component.
That's great.
So my brother's gay, and we kind of talked about it, and I talked about it with some friends and my 4 main lecturers, and we went out for dinner on Monday night, and they're like, do it. And so just bring a bit of vibrancy to weddings, and what a gorgeous thing to be able to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you're going to niche yourself on gay marriages.
That's great. So get the pink dollars in there. And,
that's great.
And make it fun and exciting and engaging, and yeah, something I was pretty passionate about is passing that bill. So thankfully they did, and up and onwards. But coming back to, they asked me if I wanted to go online with that, and you can do the course online. Like the personal training now, and I think a lot of hairdressers can even do their
everything's online.
Yeah.
Courses online, but
they come to us. They come to me, and they do the work experience of me. So it's like they do the online components, and they come to us as Fitness First. But what I've found that the difference between the people that are coming in doing work experience, they have no clue about socialising. Like the biggest thing, Sheena, is the rapport that you have to build with the person. And like it's very difficult for someone, unless they're a little bit older. Like if you get like a younger person in, like 18, 20, 21-year-old, I just feel like they just have no sense of, intuition and building rapport with people, and have no interest.
Because it's all that now, right? That's how relationships are built.
It is frustrating. I was going to talk about the social media element as well. Like, how do we teach, first of all, our customers, just to stay away from the social media? Is it a form of that is a form of coaching in itself. And number two, on the flip as well, with trainers, teaching them to make sure that they're not like they're building rapport, not through this.
Right,
but
through the face-to-face.
Through the face-to-face.
One thing that I say is that, especially with Global Service, we are in the business of people, and we apply wellness to it.
Yeah.
And that's really, we're there as customer service, and we're there to create positive experiences each time. So it's not about just texting them, it's not about just being on social media, it's about the minute they walk through the door that we create an experience that they want to come back to and they want to incorporate in their life. So you're exactly right. Those skills are hard to teach.
Very difficult to teach, aren't they?
And I think we talked about this yesterday on Bondi Life about social media and how the landscape is really quite deceiving. Like they have a lot of get-rich-quick schemes, or it takes a lot to have a digital profile and a digital presence. And the way I see social media working now and into the future is that this is a place where people are going to research you. They're going to find you, they're going to connect with you, they're going to research you, and then that connection needs to be pulled offline. And then transacted offline, because social media really should be only playing the part of a communication tool and a connection tool,
awareness,
and then everything else comes offline into a course or a P2P training, personal training, or a date, or whatever it is that your goal is for social media.
So imagine going and thinking and seeing something on social media and thinking this is going to be amazing, and coming offline and you walk in and nobody gives you the time of day, or it's because of that gap in personal skills.
That's right. Yeah.
Sheena and I actually went to have our hair blow dry.
Oh my gosh!
And a glass of champagne.
Well, oh, did you go? Did you both
that
go?
That was a great, and I invited her to come down. It was Glow Bar in Balmain.
And they got one in Waverley on Bronte Road.
Yes, and I was talking to them about coming in and having some fun. But anyways, why were you?
Because the experience there, from the minute I walked in, was welcoming. Thank you for being here, rather than and it was swanky. Like I was a little bit, look at this, it was like the who's who was there, but every single person was delivered an experience as if they were the only person there.
That's right. I got the same experience too. So it's a Glow Bar in Balmain, and it was their opening, and they had champagne. It's a champagne bar where they don't specialize in cuts, they only specialize in dries, wash and dries, and curls, and they have maybe 4 sets of styles that you can choose from. How simple and easy, and it's like fun and like really quirky in the feeling that you have drinking your champagne and getting your hair done, and like the music, and there's hot bartenders behind the bar.
She's in the hot stuff, right?
So she's in the hot stuff. Was draft off behind the bar then.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about this. I've told you about this whole experience I had at a hairdresser.
No.
Yes, I told you a couple of weeks ago. I can't say the words now because I make a mistake on it. It's not blow dry. Remember?
You did tell me.
Blow job. That's what I kept saying.
Blow
job. That's why I stayed quiet.
That's right. That's right.
I don't want to say it. Blow dry. Blow dry. It's cemented in my head now.
Blow dry. Yeah. Don't be asking for a blow job.
A glass of champagne on the side.
There's a glass of champagne on the side.
Liam, that's not a very good True.
Anyway, it was a very embarrassing time for me as a young 18-year-old personal trainer. But that's how far you come in terms of, back then you talk to people, talk face to face to hairdressers, to physios, to try and get, joint venture marketing.
Yeah.
And yes, I made a mistake, but that didn't limit me. I was in the industry 10 years later, and it's a funny story to tell, isn't it? But yeah, I can never say that word properly.
And I think that's also that, business to business relationships. People are, just thinking that it happens online without going around and introducing yourself and, finding out if you have a common connection, if you do the similar things.
Yeah, my mate's down here, sorry. 6 months. 6 months I've been trying to get him to come down here for a beer, and he finally comes.
Is he a trainer? There you go.
There you go. There you go. Anyway, so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just got very excited.
I got really excited as well.
Hey, Sheena Alexandra. Too much talking to Zoe Bell. That's what it is. You're getting all raunchy now, Sheena. It's a bit. Where's he gone now? Where is he?
He's there, right there.
I lost the trail of thought, but yeah, I think it's the human interaction's missing a lot more, and I think that's where we need to bring that back.
Yeah.
Or bring it, just it's quite difficult. Even when you go into a class, I'm teaching a class now, and like I teach 2 or 3 a week. That's all I do, and there's like 20 people in there, and it's so shy. So many people. It's a corporate. Yeah, the participants are so shy. It's like I felt like when I used to take it, everyone was a little bit more social with it. Maybe it's because it's a corporate environment. You get 20 people and I'll just say straight away, like, hey guys, I'm Liam, and we're taking a class today. Is anyone pregnant out there? And I always point at the guy to try and crack a joke, and everyone's at the start like, like they're looking around, like not wanting to laugh, or I'm not funny, either way.
You're not funny.
Yeah, excuse me, I hate doing stitches after that blowjob story. See, laughing, there we go.
You always make me laugh.
Yeah, but it's funny though, like I just feel like I feel like I've sensed a different shift in people's body language and looking down. People are not looking in my eye anymore. Even such a simple task like that. I'm not bagging out humanity. I'm just seeing the difference.
I think also the confidence factor.
Yeah.
So everybody's shown how perfect you have to be on social media.
Yeah.
And so, nobody wants to say anything because they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to do anything because they don't want to make a mistake. So that ego and fear really drives their behaviour.
Yeah. Participation is the key, I think.
100%.
I learned that off this workshop. I always go back to this workshop that me and Stacey went on, Sheena. We've got to get you there one time.
What's that?
It's called the Weekend Wake Up Experience.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's about self-awareness. Howard's done it, Stacey's done it, I've done it, Howard Tinker. And it always talks about that essence. It's the essence of self-awareness. And one of the things that they say to stay away from is putting on act. And the thing to gravitate towards is just to participate, even if it's not perfect, whatever it may be. Just socialising, interaction with people, just participate with people, and that's what's missing now. And then we're putting on an act, and we're living in the mind a lot more. Anyway, I just think that there needs to be a change. Yeah,
one of my favourite quotes, and I tell my guys, if you do get scared to do something, and yourselves, but I'm sure your first show here, you would have been petrified, and I start sweating when I get into uncomfortable situations. But I think in the back of my head, we all end up in the same place.
Yeah.
And that's a really powerful thing that I have in my head, to think, well, there's only a finite time here, and I'd rather go to the grave thinking of, of all those things that I did, rather than all the things I regret not doing.
Exactly right. And I think that's where we share a common interest, like with everyone on this earth. Like we want to make sure that we not have the guilt of not doing or not participating. So why not participate? Why not have fun? Embrace. Another person said to me one time is just be playful. He's 66 years old, and he just goes, I just found out that I'm 66 years old and I'm going back to being a kid again, and I'm just going to be playing. And I go, make sure you finish that sentence because it sounds wrong.
And keep going to the toilet on your own.
But I think that's what we need to have. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like there's a barrier. There's a barrier. Like, let's break down these barriers. How do we do it?
Jeff Jow.
Jeff
He's
Howard.
raw, right?
How
the
funny
last
is he?
time I saw it, the one that he did on, and he was saying what mistakes he'd made in the past, and that's what it, because we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And being raw and being honest, and Sophie Monk.
Yeah.
She's raw and she's
funny, isn't
laughs
she?
at herself, and
Yeah.
you think, whether people like her or not, in whatever, but she can take the fun of it out of herself. And
I like that, and they're good role models to have. Just to make sure that they can take the piss.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have. But I haven't even said this. It's been 2 hours.
I know. We're waiting for the very end to sing happy birthday to
my mother.
Tina.
It's the very end, so hopefully she's here. I don't think
she
she's
was
in
on
now.
before, but
She's
it's
on
Tina's
before.
birthday. It's
My mum's birthday.
My best friend's birthday. Amy.
Rob, one of our lecturers, his birthday today. He's in Melbourne, I think.
Wow.
It's Zoe's dad's birthday
Zoe's
today.
dad's birthday, so happy birthday to everyone who's born today, the 16th of December. Well, it wasn't born in 2017, but it is 2017. It's my mum's 21st birthday. That's what I'm going to say. Otherwise,
I love your mom. I love Tina.
She's awesome.
I'm a huge fan.
Is she here?
No, she's not here. She comes down sometimes in support, but she says I can talk a lot.
Yeah.
But she said to me the other day that I talk. She goes, you can
talk with a mouth of marbles.
There you go. You can talk underwater with marbles in your mouth. And I go, that's rich coming from you, Mum.
Yeah.
Where do you think I get that freaking skill from?
It's inherited.
It's inherited. It's the group fitness inside of us.
Yeah, right.
You
want to talk all the time. Sometimes about
Why do you think I chose you, Liam?
I talk a lot. Yeah, you just sit in the background. Come in with the firing questions.
About hot people.
Yeah, firing questions. Where are these hot people? We've got to bring on Raftos on the show.
Oh, he'd love it. You won't get in a word in edgeways.
Yeah, we've got to bring Katie and Raftos in here.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It would be fun. Got to continue the saga. The third installment of Katie Turner brings in the hot trainer for Sheena Alexandra.
Oh. Now listen, we're going to have to wrap up, but I was saying before we came on air that I'm putting together a newsletter. Liam, over here.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
He's waiting for the beer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the beer.
I'm going to be putting a newsletter for Wellness Radio to promote all the awesome guests that we've had on, and I really want a permanent place for Wellness Radio, Global Lip Service. So all of the people that are out there in the wellness space can go onto this platform, they can set up their profile page, and that's another part of social proof. Remember we were talking about that digital social proof, that this I believe is going to be a place that people go to see if their trainer or their health expert is on this platform, because it's recommended by other people that are passionate about health and wellness. So I think you're doing a really amazing job, and we're going to stick you in that newsletter as a permanent placeholder.
That'd be fantastic. And
because every person that comes here needs to be on that platform.
And profile it up. And we're actually going to transition maybe called Wellness App. So that'll happen in
I think that's a really good idea. And I think that's a good name. I mean, I love Global Lip Service, but it doesn't really define the importance of your niche. Your niche is so important, and it really is a beautiful thing that you've created. And I think Global Lip Service is a great name, but it just doesn't encapsulate all that is delivered in that service that you do. So it's good that you're open to working through it, because it took me a little while, even with my branding. Like I had version 1, version 2. I've changed my name. It's evolved process.
I'm still working through it.
Yeah.
It's a limitation at the moment, rebranding yourself sometimes. Maybe because I'm younger. Is it younger?
Yeah,
I'm 30 though.
You still have a long time ahead of you, though.
Yeah,
just follow your heart, follow your heart. And I have really great ideas for you, Liam, and I think 2018 is going to be a great year. And we're wrapping up now. I don't know if we're going to be back next week.
Whatever.
Well, whatever. We can't. But I think next year is going to be a golden year for everyone.
I'm looking
for
forward to
8
it.
in it as well.
Yeah,
so
golden 8s. Yeah.
I
Two
think
fat ladies.
Just as the last point there, I think that's the biggest thing to success is the adaptability factor. Is like you're saying, is recognizing that changes need to occur rather than just being on that one road.
Yeah.
And hitting your head against it. So.
Exactly right.
As Zoe would say, be soft and let it flow through you and go wherever you want to go, right?
Well, it just brings me back to that poem that I was listening to before.
What was it called? Sexual Desire?
Oh, something or other. I don't know, but it was just raunchy. I got sweaty in the studio straight away, but that's a story.
It was getting sweaty in there. That's why I turned the fan on.
Oh, he's always turned the fan on. Yeah. It's not. Anyway. But yeah, I think you're doing great. I think you're doing a great job as well. Just to work off the back of what Sheena said, you're doing amazing things because you're just helping the next generations of people in the fitness industry. And if it aligns on what my passion is, at helping as many people with their health and fitness as possible. And if you can help people grow their businesses and help them with quality education, then they're going to help their 20 or 30 clients. Think about how many people that you've inspired as in the Cert 3 and Cert 4 realm, and then you might have inspired hundreds. And if they all have 30 clients, then how many people is that you've inspired on the back of that?
It's like a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect. So
hopefully
well done.
we can make that change. And our slogan for Wellness App is actually Wellness Saved. And that's what we're trying to do, is just make sure that people can incorporate small changes to increase their wellness.
So wait, what's the Wellness App? We've got 30 seconds.
So it's Global Live Service is transitioning to Wellness App. Big things happening, especially for business owners. That'll launch in March, but on the meantime, we're still running Global Live Service as a service directive review sharing platform.
So globallipservice.com.au. Katie Turner,
Liam
Zollo. This is a wrap, folks.
Yeah, nice, Sheena Alexandra. Well done.
Thanks,
Thanks guys.
Yeah.